Welcome back to AsArt. We're going to talk She-Hulk Episode 2. Characters and references abound, y'all, so buckle up.
Spoilers up ahead. Welcome back to AsArt. My name is Nick. I got Kyle here with me. Go to Instagram to follow him. Pecos with a zero, a very talented artist. But now we're here to talk about She-Hulk. We covered episode 1. Here we are for episode 2. And just to let you know, we covered tons of other content here, ranging from Primal on HBO Max to we just did Westworld. We're doing House of Dragons. We're doing the Lord of the Rings show. You name it, we're trying to cover it here. So subscribe to get all the updates. Woo! We made it to episode 2 with She-Hulk, which is even shorter than the first episode. These episodes are so short, and I wonder if it's just because of the budget, because they have Hulk walking around and
could be, man. Could be. I mean, I took a look at the runtime. It's about, okay, if you shave off the credit sequence and then the recap, it's about 21, 22 minutes.
Yeah, it's a short episode.
Yeah.
And it's so funny too, because I feel like the last couple of like Disney Plus shows we've been getting from Marvel have been like the 30 plus episodes, right?
Right.
Yeah. So obviously that's a huge VFX budget because your main character is CGI the whole time, not including all the other CGI stuff that's on top of all that stuff.
Right.
And it's, you know, there's a lot of CGI shots. It's not 100% the best quality, but it works for me.
Right. And you know, that's the thing. I mean, it's Disney. So like, come on, Disney. Come on.
But
Give
I mean,
us a little bit more
it's
time.
just the artists though. They're so stretched. And you know what's so funny? Like you would use this effects for big action sequences. And it's so interesting to me that they're just using this effect to tell a basic story. Like, it's, you know what I mean? But think about it. Like most of the time when you see the Hulk, he only transforms to smash stuff. But now it's like the Hulk transforms to talk. And it's just, it's so interesting just how that's going on now. What are some of your thoughts?
So, I mean, like in terms of the CG and stuff?
Well, the story, I just had to touch on that because I was staring at a CG character the whole episode.
in terms of the story, it was interesting because like my first watch of it, like I was like, but I actually ended up watching it 3 times. So admittedly, the first time was because I got way too high on edibles and I totally was zoning out the whole time I was watching. I'm like, what is going on? You know, so I woke up today just like, all right, round 2. And so
round 2, let me eat more edibles. No,
I did not continue the bender. No. So basically I watched it again and I ended up, you know, seeing a lot of other stuff that like was like pretty cool. Right. And like also a throwback to the comics.
Okay. So before you get into the throwbacks, I want to mention one thing. This doesn't feel like a Marvel show to me.
Give it time, Nick.
But no, I'm just saying, like right now,
it
doesn't feel like a Marvel show. It reminds me of like a Netflix movie, like they're, I don't want to say like a B movie, but it's like just like you're following like a lawyer or something like that, but with added superheroes, or almost like a CW show, superhero show kind of too.
So you know, it's interesting because I've been, you know, one of the things when I do research is I sometimes look at critics and audiences' reaction to it, right? And I've noticed it's so far these 2 episodes have been really back and forth, right? Like the critique of the first episode was like, this is supposed to be a courtroom comedy drama sort of thing, right? Like where's all that? And now people are like, well, wait a minute, now it's like, and I'm like, I explained this. You know, our last episode we talked about, right? Like, guys, like we need to do a recap of like how she got her powers. Then it's going to go to courtroom stuff, right? Yeah. Which we're starting to get because now she has her job at that hotshot lawyer firm.
Which was GLH interesting. She just took the job right away. I'm like, whoa, you're not gonna ask more questions. Slow down.
Yep. Well, that's the thing. I mean, like,
you got to get it moving.
I think the reason she did that also, like, because that happened right after her family thing.
Oh,
like your family dinner, and she's like, you know, she's totally like, ugh, you know, like people like trying to give her advice.
Yeah,
and, you know, we've all been there, folks.
Her dad was awesome, by the way. Most of the time, like Wes Anderson movies or you know whatever movies, it's always a bad father figure. You know, it's always like daddy issues. This dad was great. He pulled her aside,
Yeah.
like, yo, what's going on? What's up?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Hey, we're not going to mention this. Like, this dad was like awesome. It's like, dude, that's such a good dad. Like, it's good to have like a good dad role. And I was just like,
that's true. It's
that's
like,
a good dad role. I mean, maybe I watch way too many Wes Anderson movies, but where everything's based off of daddy issues. But anyways, keep going.
No, yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, there was like, I thought that the storytelling was all right in this one, especially in how they have to compound a lot of information.
A lot.
So like we saw her job search through a really cool little montage, right? Where you see the background of the
cool
attorney,
effect.
like the attorney's offices get less and less fancy, which shows her like, her expectations are like dwindling down, right? About getting a job soon. And I'm like, that's really cool. And telling us like she's been to a bunch of different places and she failed, right? In getting a job for them, right? So now we're kind of on that same thing, like that level with her where she's like, ugh, out of a job. No one wants, no one wants to take me, So yeah.
And then, what's your comic book references too? Because I think it's almost comical. She gets hired because she's the Hulk. And then it's like, oh, your first job is to deal with this person that tried to kill your cousin.
So they're like, there's quite a bit of comic book stuff. So like, I mean, just the law firm that she's now working for, GLH&K, which stands for Goodman, Lieber, Kurtzberg, and Holloway, right, is a nod to Marvel's history. So like Goodman is in reference to Martin Goodman. He was the original Marvel publisher.
What?
Right. Then there's Lieber. That's a reference to the last name of Stan Lee, right? Lieber, right? And then Kurtzberg is a similar one. It's a reference to Jack Kirby, right? Who was, one of the forefathers of like amazing Marvel artistry.
All the space stuff too is all him.
Yeah, exactly. And then Holloway, who is Holden Holloway, who's the guy who offered, Jen her job, right? And that's tying into a speculation and theory of mine, but we'll get to that later. And then, so the other thing is that like I know that She-Hulk is going to, what I'm going to predict that She-Hulk is going to be doing more is integrating more of the narrative points of different Marvel properties and tying them in together under this roof, right? So specifically at the end of the episode, we see that Abomination was a part of some sort of underground fight club, right?
Well, that's from the Rings movie, right?
Exactly. That's from Shang-Chi, right? And the 10 Rings. So it's like, okay, there's one, and we've got some others, like especially with Hulk on the Sakaar ship, a tie back to Thor, Ragnarok, right? Which also might be leading us to either a Planet Hulk or a World War Hulk scenario. So those of you who have read those comic series on Planet Hulk and World War Hulk, which I have done actually, really cool like mini series. I'm hoping that might be what Bruce is getting into. Is we might be starting that plot line somewhere. But I don't know if it's going to manifest in the She-Hulk storyline.
I also saw a fun TikTok too. Was it today? That he might be going to go see the Hulk's son. So when he was the Hulk character the whole time, he might have had a kid with some other space alien person. So he could be going to go see a son.
That's
of his.
Genius.
That's genius. Wasn't my theory. It was TikTok. By the way, follow us on TikTok. We post there all of our clips. AsArt.space. Okay, keep going.
and then so there's also a few character call outs here too that I didn't make in the last episode, but I'm trying to play catch up here. So
it's fine. Catch up all you want.
I'll start off with a very specific one. Okay. So at 12:08, 12 minutes and 8 seconds into the series, there's a scene where she's walking around the GLK&H building for the first time, right? And Holloway's showing her around. There is a dude that steps out of his office to like stare at Jen. And behind him in his office is like these stacked shelves of comic books, right? And I have reason to believe this is Stu, who is a paralegal from the 2004 comic run of She-Hulk.
Oh,
so
why?
I'm hoping that's him.
Oh, just because he has all the comic books.
Just because he has all the comic, because like he's usually the guy that's like, oh, because of the comic code's authority, Yeah. And then Dennis Buck Bukowski, That guy who was at the bar is like, there's a chick over there. I'm going to go talk to it.
Oh
Whoa,
my gosh.
objectifying women. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. So he is from the original Savage She-Hulk run. And he also plays a douchebag in that one as well. So, we're par for course there. And then, guys, I know I posted this question to Nick and the comment section last week, but we found out who Chet is.
Who's Chet?
Finally, Chet is the brother, or no, I don't know. He was at the family dinner. He was the guy that got the promotion at Best Buy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, Bruce's mention of him was made as a joke.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So there's that, and then for like some speculation and theory stuff. So, oh yeah, I already said that World War Hulk stuff. Never mind. Okay. Now I told you about that Holloway tie-in.
Yes.
Right. So, Holden Holloway is the grandfather of Southpaw, who is a supervillain, anti-hero type character.
In the She-Hulk comics?
In the She-Hulk comics, yes.
Oh.
She played in the She-Hulk comics, especially in the 2004 run mainly. She's actually under Jen's protection.
Oh.
Because she's also like a teenager, but she's kind of like a supervillain in the making kind of deal. So like
a Lex
but that's
Luthor?
the thing is like she's conflicted. She doesn't know, like she's treading the line between right and wrong. So like we might get to see more of that dynamic. I don't know.
Awesome.
Because we haven't been introduced to her.
So do you think Abomination is going to end up being the big bad villain of her comic book arc where she's going to have to take him out?
No. So remember, this is a courtroom action comedy.
Okay.
It's not going to result in an all-out brawl. We're actually probably going to see an actual trial. So that's the thing that we kind of outlined here is that the Abomination's character has turned over a new leaf, or so we're led to expect. He could be doing it as a ploy, right? Or he could genuinely want to reform. This is very interesting, right? Because she like Jen mentions it when she's talking to Bruce is like, but what does that mean about having mercy in society, right? And accepting that people can change and stuff like that, right? So I really hope that we get to see a courtroom proceeding with his past crimes, because Abomination also, he like rolled out a lot of stuff. He's like, look, your government is the one that pumped me full of juice. Right. And she even said that, and then she translated that into legal terms. She's like, oh, so you're like the government is the reason for your state of duress, during your battle with the Hulk. Right. And then of course, Abomination's like, and you know what, now the roles are reversed. I used to be a hero. Right. And now like he was a decorated soldier. He's like, and now I'm the bad guy. And Bruce, who was a menace, is now exalted as a hero. So where does that leave me? And I'm like, dang, this, I think we're going to start to like explore those boundaries of what is good, what's bad, what's right and wrong. And also like, is there a chance of redemption? Didn't he want
the serum though?
Huh?
I thought in the movie he like wanted the serum.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to be a super soldier, right? But they also like, if you remember the movie, they gave him like a bunch.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I know, me either. I love the reference where he's like, I was a different guy back then. Like quite literally, you were a different guy.
He was. That's true.
I love that reference. Like he was a completely different human being.
Oh yeah.
The gamma rays really changed the way he looked. Anything that you're excited for? Other than court scenes.
Oh, dude, I was about to say that. I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready for what happens in the court and outside the court.
Oh.
All right, like I want to see like some research. I want to see some paralegal going to town, right? Like, I want to see an extended cast of characters in the law firm, right? That's right. I want this to be like a Law and Order,
Daredevil kind of,
huh?
Because Daredevil, they were in court.
Daredevil did that, yeah.
And they were.
I'd like to see that element. That I want to see like a Law and Order like influence, kind of, and just kind of see the more legal side of superhero legislation, or not legislation, but laws and legal stuff around that.
quick side note. Did Titanium get away?
No.
Okay. I thought maybe she got away at first. Like
no,
okay.
everything in last episode suggests that she was captured.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Yep.
I'm happy you watched it 3 times. I only watched it once. If you guys like this, give it a thumbs up. Let us know down below things you liked, didn't like, your theories. If you think Kyle's spot on where he's going with the law thing, or you think it's going to be a major twist and there's going to be a major battle scene, like in every single Marvel show we've gotten. There's always been like a huge climactic battle scene. So let us know down below in the comments. Go follow Kyle on Instagram, Pecos with a 0. He's a super talented artist. Go check him out. Let him know you came from AsArt. Go to asart.space for all the audio video links and check out our cool shirts. We've been doing some fun geeky shirts. If you're an Audi, then you understand. If you know, you know. So we'll see you on the next AsArt. Smash the subscribe button. I don't know why. Is it because it's Hulk Smash? Is that why I keep saying that? But
I mean, it's appropriate. All right.